Hi everyone. Last night I tried something different and I wanted to share a little bit about it. I attended a live sketching session with Drawing is Free. So I wanted to show you what I did in my notebooks here, or I should say my sketchbooks, and talk a little bit about the session itself. I've been drawing for a while, but mostly I've been using photographs for references or things that I have collaged and created for references. I haven't really done a lot of drawing of live subjects, and that's something that I wanted to work on this year. So when I saw the opportunity to join the Drawing is Free sessions online, they do them every Monday. I'll drop the link to their program below in the description for the video. I decided that I would try it and see how it worked out for me. So let's switch views. I'm going to open up my sketchbook and share with you what I drew last night and how the program worked. So these are the sketchbooks that I am using right now. They're Ohuhu mixed media sketchbooks. They're for wet and dry media. I don't really like them for watercolor. I initially bought them thinking I would use them for watercolor. I mainly like them for drawing, oil pastels, and acrylic. But they were inexpensive and convenient for me when I was living in Abu Dhabi. So this is where the sketch session started, right here. And when I came into this, I really wasn't that prepared. So how it works is there is a group of people inside of a Zoom call, and the facilitator, she puts on music. She always starts as the first pose. She poses for the drawing. Everybody draws the picture of the person posing, and they only have the amount of time related to the song. So the times varied between about 2 minutes to 4.5 minutes, depending on the music that was being played. When we jumped into this, I wasn't completely prepared, and it just started right off. So my first drawing was not great, but it's still something I could use with some oil pastel or acrylic paints. I was using this Uniball gel impact pen throughout. I think this is waterproof, but I'd have to check. And on the back of the page here, I just wrote the drawing time. This was about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and the date, because I want to start tracking those. I always forget. So this was the next drawing. We had about 3 minutes to draw the gentleman that posed there. This is the next person. I used my line drawing method throughout. I feel the most comfortable drawing with that method. And to be honest, I was a little bit intimidated at times. Again, I haven't drawn a lot of live drawing. I've always used a photograph, and you have, unless you time yourself, all the time in the world to use the photograph. So I wasn't sure how these were going to turn out, but nobody shared what they drew, which was kind of a relief as well. I want to get to the point where I can draw in, cafe settings, very similar to Sandy Hester in the way that she draws. But I do love the way some of these drawings come out. They're very quirky and they're very full of expression. This was one of my favorites. I think she came out pretty well. This was another one of my favorites. As I went on, I felt a lot more comfortable with it, but I did notice that there was a certain time frame when I was just kind of done with the drawing, and the music went on a little bit longer. So for example, I really liked the kid here, and I rushed because I wasn't sure I was going to have enough time, but there are certain parts, like right here in the face, where I feel like I just went back in a little bit too much. I can correct some of these and when I'm painting or using oil pastel. But the other thing that I do with it, if you've been watching my Instagram, I sometimes take these images from my sketchbook and I transfer them to fabric and I stitch them. This was one of my favorites here. She didn't seem like she was 100% comfortable with being there on the screen. She was very serious. I very much related to how she was feeling in the moment. I did have to pose at one point for a sketching session. And I did switch to this notebook. This one didn't come out that great. You can see in the nose and some areas around the eyes, it just wasn't that good. But I was also trying to quickly, loosely capture some of the stuff in the background. And I'm kind of happy with how that went. And there's parts of the drawing that I like. And again, when I paint it, I can correct for the issues in the nose and the face. And this one was another one of my favorite ones. So what I noticed is that I can do these very prolifically. And even if I attend every other session, there are a lot of drawings that are done during the session itself. I will fill sketchbooks pretty quickly. So I don't have an issue with doing that so much. I think that what I want to do is try to tighten up and make some smaller sizes as far as the figures. But if I go into the next drawing session, I'm going to need to be a little more prepared. I wanted to draw to the size of the square that I had. And I noticed that when I did, for example, here, I'm using the full space. I was really comfortable. Everything came out in a way that I was happy with it. But when I tried to make it a little bit smaller, I was less happy with the way that I was drawing. And what I think I'm going to do for the next one, I think I'm going to, like take a template and draw some smaller squares and limit myself so I automatically have some perspective. And now that I know approximately how many drawings per session, then I can prepare ahead of time and be ready when I go into it. So I'm not sure if I'll attend next week. I'm going to try. They seem to do them every Monday. She has 2 times a day. And she does have a lot of free resources on her Patreon account for drawing, which is great. Again, check the description below for the link for that. It's a good practice, but I don't want to go broke filling all my sketchbooks either. So I'm kind of back and forth. I'm feeling precious about my sketchbooks at the moment. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. If I do another one of these sessions, I'll show you how the preparation helped me out or if it didn't. Thank you again. See you in the next video.